snapped on him.
Yeah.
He snapped on
Yeah.
him.
Y'all niggas ain't stopping me.
Well, yeah, for sure though, man.
Some of these, some of the lyrics, though. Yeah, some of the lyrics. Let me try. What y'all hear? What stood out to y'all on this? Because I remember a few lines. I already talked about this song a lot.
I think the most outside of the opinion that we know that he shared about the beef and shit, the most I guess a revealing aspect of his perspective of the beef and how it played out was addressed in this when he was saying, I engage in this shit just for a bunch of bot niggas to be paid and for the whole narrative to be swayed. Like that's a hell of an assertion right there, because we know how we feel like the beef actually happened, and that's been my position the whole time. I mean, a lot of it is what I already felt and what I kind of defended Cole on the initial run when he pulled out of the beef, which was, some niggas just can't, and when you're a creative too, creatives are separate from, I've always had this battle, separate from the fans in terms of thinking. You know what I'm saying? Fans operate from, of course I want to see Bron and Kobe play on the same team. But niggas that hoop might be like, oh, that shit wouldn't work. That's oil and water. You know what I'm saying? So it's perspective based on, I guess, a position. And if you ain't got no skin in the game, you ain't got nothing to beef about. What you really beefing about? Because a nigga generalized you in a statement. For real.
Yeah, but to be that mature, it's almost time for you to get out the game. Like, because you got too logical, bro, for the game. Like, you too ahead of things. They want you to be that young, wild. Like, well, I want all the smoke. What up with it? Like, Cole ahead of that, bro. He like, what I've been doing this for 14 years for, pushing another agenda. And then
Nas is still dropping. Cole technically ain't got to get out the game. It's just he got to operate from that perspective of, a veteran. You can't really be worried about what position you rank amongst your peers.
Yeah, right. I'm saying he wouldn't move. I ain't saying he got to leave, but I'm saying it's almost like he ain't really been moving like the game, the set standards of the industry. Anyway,
right.
Like, but I'm thinking about this. Some of these lines, like I said before, I pulled the plug because I seen where it was about to go. They wanted blood. They wanted clicks to make their pockets grow. I'm like, they see this fire in my pen. I'm dodging smoke. I wouldn't have lost a battle, dog. I would have lost a bro.
Almost like he's saying, like he knows some stuff.
Yeah.
Too. Some stuff that he could have put out there.
Yeah, y'all did this for paper.
Yeah.
And then with the bots, you putting the bots out. Drake said something about the bots playing a part in the whole battle too. Mm-hmm. So
it could almost seem like he was kind of shading Kendrick at the same.
That's what I was saying.
Exactly.
I didn't want to say it. I wanted y'all to say it. I know what I was thinking. It's
kind of like he was shading Kendrick in that verse a little bit too.
Okay,
that's what.
With that question, with that statement, right? How does Kendrick react to this though? Right after he hears this, that leads us to this. I think I know how Drake's gonna react to it because he showed Drake love, and that was real. I mean, you got to. Drake has shown a lot of love, but I don't think it's gonna be a cool reaction from Kendrick after hearing it, because Kendrick gonna break all that down and know exactly what you were really saying.
And that's the aligning statement too about the whole, hey Drake, you'll always be my nigga. I ain't ashamed to say you did a lot for me, my nigga. Like
with that. Yeah.
That's a lot with it, because at the end of the day, that's him speaking on his truth, and that he feel like that's a lot of what the beef was predicated on. Just a nigga receiving his credit and one nigga not willing to issue it because he didn't feel like it was deserving. I mean, and from Kendrick's perspective, right, and to defend him a little bit, where hey, the man came in the game with Dr. Dre. I'm sure in his eyes, in comparison to, he's like, nigga, you ain't did shit for me against what Dr. Dre provided me. You know
and
what
the
I'm saying?
whole game did. Everybody stamped him. Wasn't just
right,
Drake.
But Drake's aspect of it is, man, you could be with Dre all you want, nigga, and you would have never still been on the charts. To be real with you, like that, Kendrick's work on the Compton album, nothing nobody talks about, shit like that, right? So the recipe ain't necessarily. It's one of my favorite tracks.
I think
it ain't nothing that folks talk about, and that's a Dre produced joint on Good Kid.
Can I say it's hate both ways?
Yeah.
I think ways from both sides, even from Kendrick's perspective of like, man, you ain't really that like that, and it's hate. You wouldn't be that without me. That's both. Well, both of them is like, bro, y'all need to shut that up. We don't agree with neither narrative, bro. Like, let's be honest with y'all. Like, that's how y'all view each other. Y'all two people though. Y'all icons, but y'all ain't really living in reality about knowing like dude that needs you and dude is definitely don't need you. Like, I'm really saying either way. You could reverse it.
Hey,
they don't need each other.
But just from watching hoops, bro, like niggas don't have to have merit. Niggas just need to have motivation, constant motivation.
Cool,
like,
cool.
Bron been chasing Jordan for how many years, knowing that he ain't gonna get no 6-0 finals record at this point. So
right.
It's just needing to wake up to that challenge, wake up to that picture of that thing that you can't really, you know what I'm saying? And I think that's a lot of it right there. That's what Drake said when he said, like, I think y'all got my picture in the studio. I wouldn't be surprised if Drake had Kendrick's picture in the studio.
Both ways.
Just because, both ways. Because operating at the top like that, bro, some niggas just need a different breed of motivation. Kendrick, I think, is a higher degree of an artist conceptually than Drake is from what he offers through his art in the conversation. I think Drake is masterful at just keeping it simple and making music. So it's two different operation degrees, but I think that they're both insulting the other's intelligence and that, nigga, you can't dare operate in this space. You know what I'm saying? And I think that that's a lot of what fuels the ego. Because you got two niggas that think they can do everything.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. And they really can do everything and everything without each other. And we fine with that. But like I said, like you saying with that mindset, that's cool for you to think that way. I think it's a problem when we start to think like them about the other person. I don't care what Kendrick feels about Drake. I ain't got to agree with you because I like your music. I don't care what Drake feels about Kendrick. I don't have to agree with you because I like your music. It's like, I don't think that's my view of them. But y'all are looking at it from a whole nother perspective. They're iconic. They compete. That's cool. If it makes you make dope music. I think it's a problem when we all start to think like one of them. About
the fans.
But and if you remember we had a conversation about that when the beef kicked off with a mutual partner of ours, right? And I was explaining to him from a creative standpoint how to look at it versus a fan that just want to play Mortal Kombat and see blood. You know what I'm saying? Like, a gaming designer gets past just seeing what they're designing in the game. They get past how the graphics need to be this needs to happen upon this reaction point. They pass that visually. That when a fan sees it, they just blown away at the most simplistic of shit and want to see more of that. And it's adaptable to wrestling and everything else. That's how you get blood and gore and chair shots become the whole product because folks liked it for a week or two. And now it become 3 years. So it's just one of them things, bro. It's just one of them things, bro. It connects to this as well.
Fickle fans.